Welcome to Grand Teton National Park. The Tetons are my friend Laura's favorite national park, and she's expecting her first baby, so we did a quick trip down before things get crazy for her. We stayed in Victor, Idaho, and drove the pass every morning. Because I had never been to the Tetons, I was so excited to see it with the beautiful fall colors. The first place that we went was Mormon Row, which is these picturesque barns outside of the park. I have seen so many photos with these barns and the Tetons in the background, and I knew I had to stop. This area is actually called Mormon Row because these barns are remnants of Mormon settlers from the 1890s. Settlers John and Thomas Alma, or T.A. Moulton, built these barns on adjacent homesteads. Photographers from around the world stop at T.A. Moulton Barn to capture these iconic historic structures with the Teton Range in the background. This area is found on Google Maps, and I highly recommend you check it out before you head into the park. It's so beautiful, especially in the fall. Next, we headed into the park, and if you don't have an annual park pass, I highly recommend getting one. Our first stop was the Craig Thomas Discovery and Visitor Center, which I think they also call the Moose Visitor Center. They have this fun moose statue outside, and my friend Laura says the most beautiful photo she's ever taken is from this parking lot. Inside, they have an exhibit with a lot of explanations about the wildlife and a gift shop where we both spent way too much money. After the gift shop, we just started driving into the park. It was so beautiful, and I wanted to pull over every second. I actually rented a crazy zoom camera for this adventure, and so I was so excited when we saw even the smallest of antelope so I could pull over and try out my new lens. It was also really funny to run into people who aren't from here. They had no idea what kind of animal this was. The first place that we sort of played tourist was the Jenny Lake Loop, which is actually where we spent way too much time, or maybe not enough, because it was so beautiful that day. We had run into people who had come to the park numerous times throughout their life and said they had never seen a more beautiful day. And I was so excited to use this zoom lens to be able to see these glaciers in perfect clarity. Although this lens is $3,500 and I'll probably never own it, it was so much fun renting it. Finally, la creme de la creme of Teton National Park, which is Jenny Lake. Jenny Lake is one of the most visited areas in Teton National Park. Tucked away at the base of the Teton Range, it is the centerpiece of the park. From the east shore, visitors have a multitude of views, and from the west shore, visitors can look back across the lake towards the valley of Jackson Hole. There are several popular trails that start from Jenny Lake. You can loop the lake, visit Hidden Falls and Inspiration Point, or travel backcountry via Cascade Canyon. Longer trails such as Lake Solitude or Hurricane Pass can also be accessed from Jenny Lake. There is a hike in the Tetons called Delta Lake, which is on my bucket list for visiting. We didn't go there, so I don't have any photos, but Google it now, please. For those who want to spend a little bit more time out on the water, you can rent a canoe or a kayak, or you can take a shuttle across the lake to hike up to Inspiration Point and Hidden Falls without actually having to loop the lake. Jenny Lake Visitor Center has a lot of great information. It was unfortunately closed when we went there, but fun fact, it was built in 1920. There is the Discovery Trail, which loops around Jenny Lake. Along the way, stop to explore interpretive panels highlighting area wildlife history and the creation of the landscape. Take a stroll to the lake shore or use the path to access the boat dock and area trails. The Discovery Trail is paved and it is wheelchair accessible. Since I had rented this amazing lens, I really wanted to see a bear or a moose or any sort of wildlife. Having grown up in Montana, I have not actually seen very much wildlife, maybe for good and bad. Jenny Lake is very popular area for black bears, grizzly bears, moose, deer, and other animals. And it's so important to make sure that you stay safe in bear country. Take your bear spray, and if you see a wild animal, slowly walk away from them. Do not run, do not approach, and use common sense. Next, we followed the road to Jackson Lake Dam, which is a concrete and earth-filled dam at the outlet of Jackson Lake in the northwestern part of Wyoming. And the chief purpose of the dam is to provide water storage for irrigation for the Snake River Basin in the state of Idaho as part of the Minidoka project. At this point, my friend and I were getting pretty hungry, but I convinced her to stop at Schwabacher's Landing, which is a place that she had never been and I had seen online as being such a beautiful location, especially during these fall colors, to be able to see the reflections of the Tetons in this little tiny river. All in all, I feel like we saw so much in one day. It was kind of a whirlwind of a trip, but I'm really excited by the footage that I collected, and I hope that you continue to follow me as I learn how to navigate this new thing called video.